I'm a recruiter and I review your resumes. The resume we have up first is a bad one, and it is a Java backend software engineer. I also want everybody to know I do more than tech, but right now the tech market is so most of the resumes that are sent to me are tech, but I do accountants and HR and everything else and in between. So for a backend Java engineer, this person has sent over 200 applications and gotten 0 interviews, 0 callbacks. So this is a bad resume. Your goal in application to ratio, which is how you can tell how good your resume is you should be getting 1 interview per 50 applications at a minimum. When people follow my advice, they get a 1 interview per 7 application ratio. So this being 200 to 1 is garbage. So they said I put in 150 to 200 applications, gotten 0 interviews. This, on the other hand, is their second iteration, so we don't know how good or bad this one is, because this is their updated resume. The only time they get a response is when they're the first to apply. My current job is a side project, and they resell stuff, and I'm trying to finish and deploy an app to live servers. I know it's not true on my resume, but I will get running within 2 weeks. Just trying to add relevant experience. I mean, if it's up and running within 2 weeks, I don't even think that's lying. Like, if something's within, like, 2 weeks of being done and it's a done deal, that's fine. Like, no one's going to really matter with that one. So, what we need for a backend Java engineer is Java, Spring, Spring Boot, Maven, SDLC, SQL, RESTful API, REST API, microservices, CI/CD, objective-oriented programming. I miswrote that, and people are roasting me for it. Git, Linux, Unix, Agile, Scrum, Cloud, Architecting or Systems Work, Hibernate, Docker, Kafka, Kubernetes. Full stack is nice to have, not required, but it's also a different full stack than a full stack developer. So, and DevOps and RabbitMQ. But those are rare, so if you don't have those, that's fine. My job is to find 75% of this in 20 seconds. If I cannot find 20, I cannot talk today. Ugh. If I can't find 75% of these in 20 seconds, you will get rejected. That is all the time that recruiters have and hiring managers. So 20 seconds on the clock and go. Okay, formatting's bad. Built a real-time deal application using Java, Spring Boot, RESTful and SQL. Okay, good. Then a DigitalOcean, Hot Dog to automate discovery calls for buy. Okay. Implemented an asynchronous alert using Redis, Pub, OOP, and Git to reduce client time and coordinated with stakeholders. Time. That is it. This is really, really bad because of the... Well, it's not the worst. Sorry. This is their newer one. This is still probably about a 1 in 100, I think. Maybe 1 in 25. The big problem with this one is the formatting is a nightmare to read. So you want to use this formatting. This is how you do it. The link to that is in the description below. This is very difficult to read, and the only point of formatting is so I can read more in the 20 seconds I have. Now, on to the actual bullet points themselves. The ones that I did read were not terrible, but remember, formatting-wise, this is awful, this should not be here. This should not be here. Nothing here should be bolded. Nothing here should be bolded. Nothing here should be bolded. The only thing that should be bolded in your resume is this, and then if you have a project section, you will have it written down here like projects, and that is the only thing that should be bolded in your entire resume. Anything other than that makes it harder to read. So that is harder to read. And the first sentence is not bad. Built a real-time data acquisition application using Java, Spring Boot, RESTful APIs, and SQL within a Hot Dog droplet to automate equipment discovery for a buy, fix, resell operation. The problem is, why is it important that you automated this? And what is equipment discovery? I don't know. You did not tell me. So, recruiters are not looking for keywords. A keyword is what the hiring manager wants. Like, this would be a keyword. But this is not what we're looking for. We're looking for qualifications. And a qualification is a keyword plus how you did it, which you did say, plus the reason or result of you doing it, that is the business reason, which you did not say, plus where you did it. And if it's not those 4 things, it's not a qualification. So I need to know the business reason. And to automate equipment discovery, the point is, why was that important? I don't know. And then this one, the problem is, this is all basically a hot dog, except for object-oriented programming, to reduce client response times and notify buyers of new listings. This is a good business reason, though. This is a good business reason. I like this. So what I mean by hot dogs is I want you to imagine that you are hungry and you go to a restaurant and you're like, hey, I want a cheeseburger with pickles and onions. And they say cheeseburger and pickles and onions. You say cheeseburger, pickles, onions. You say, all right, cool. So they go back, they make you, and they bring you back a hot dog with cheese, pickles, and onions. And they say, here's your hamburger. And you'd be like, I wanted a cheeseburger with pickles, onions, and yeah, I wanted a cheeseburger with pickles and onions. And this is not that. They say, no, a hot dog has onions. Just like a cheeseburger, a hot dog has cheese, a hot dog has pickles, a hot dog has meat, and a hot dog has a bun, just like a hamburger. So thus, when you said you wanted a hamburger, you wanted this hot dog. You would look at them like they were trying to gaslight you, and you would walk away without paying because that is not what you wanted. And that is the problem. This is a hot dog. The DigitalOcean is a hot dog. And that's part of the problem with this is it doesn't matter. Like, what is a DigitalOcean droplet? Why is that relevant? I don't know. It's not. No one's looking for that. Why is Redis? Is Redis actually what I'm looking? No. Why is Redis important in a pub sub? I don't know. Not important. Why is it important that it's asynchronous? It's not. The rest of that is actually a hamburger, though. And then coordinated with stakeholders in an agile Scrum environment across a full software development lifecycle. SDLC good to improve data acquisition and process flow. Why? Why did you do that? I don't know. So this is what I found. I found Java and Spring. Good. Did I find Maven? No. I found SQL. Where did SQL go? I found SQL. I found SDLC. I found RESTful APIs. Great. Did I see anything else? I saw Git and Agile Scrum. Agile Scrum, good. And that's it. That's all oh, and object oriented. So if you notice, this is not 75%. That's like 60%, right? They were very close. I'm not counting the rare ones. They were very close, but I did not see Docker or Kubernetes or Kafka or Hibernate. I did not see Linux or Unix. I did not see architecting or systems work. I did not see microservices, and I did not see CI/CD. So again, you don't need all of those, but you need 75%. So what you need to do is fix your formatting, because it's atrocious, and then you actually have to write the rest of this stuff. Because I see you actually have it down here, but your formatting's so bad, no one's going to go past this part. So I need you to fix up the bullet points a little bit. I need you to definitely fix the formatting. And remember, it's the business-wise, not the technical-wise. No one cares about the technical-wise. They care about the business-wise. So that's all I can do for this resume. And before we go to the next one, I just want to say thank you for watching, liking, commenting, subscribing. I really appreciate it. And if you need more help, you can join my live stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 11 a.m. PST on twitch.tv/headlessheadhunter, on YouTube and Twitch. And to my members who get access to videos a little bit early, thank you very much for supporting me. I really appreciate it. Thank you. And if you want to join and be a member, you can join in the link below. But let's go to the next resume. This is a resume of a... Nope. This is not a Java backend engineer. This is a GIS intern, which is a geospatial or something? I don't know. So this person is applying in Germany, and while I will say this, I have gotten people jobs in the EU before. I have gotten jobs for people in the UK, India, Canada, Mexico, Africa, and I think Singapore. I will say the advice does not translate one-to-one to the US. It's about 93% effective, so there's going to be a little bit that is different. But for what I could tell, this person found the qualifications for a GIS intern because I could not find them for in Germany because I don't speak German. And what they are looking for is GIS concepts, so editing topology, spatial queries, QGIS, geospatial, troubleshooting technical issues and suggesting workflow improvements, Microsoft Office, multiple tasks and deadlines, and a classic, every single intern needs this, the ability to work well with others and take direction and criticism. So we do not know this person's ratio. They said, I'm applying in Germany where things are a little bit different. For example, including a photo on the CV. See, I don't know if that's actually true or not, because I've worked with a couple of people from Germany and they didn't say that. I do know in Turkey, I think it's common that you want to do it, and maybe the Netherlands, which is the one place I can't crack. But I don't know if you actually really want to include that in Germany or not. Maybe people in the comments can tell me, but I would actually recommend probably not in Germany, but that might be speaking. I'm a career changer transitioning from a journalism photography background into a environmental GIS field. I have 10 plus years of creative industry experience, but if it's unrelated to GIS, I'm not sure if I should include those. You don't. It would just subtract from it. Now, you can use that to show that you can work well together with others. You have a stable work history, and you can take direction and criticism, but unless you can do that, it doesn't count. So, 20 seconds on the clock for this, and let's see if I can find it then, because we do not know this person's ratio. And go. Okay, formatting's a little different, but whatever. Summary, this doesn't matter. All right, from the analyst of the digital mind, you used a what? Okay, doesn't count. Built Python. I don't know what that is in relation to this. Built Python. Don't care about. For remote, Google Earth Engine, sourced a Sentinel. Time. So, even in Germany, I would still recommend using this format. If you really, really need to put your photo in Germany, just put it over here. I really don't know if that's as a requirement as people think in Germany. But anyway, you should still use this format. I don't need anything in this summary. There's nothing here, right? Nothing here, nothing here, nothing here, nothing here, nothing here, nothing here. You're graduating there, an MA in journalism. That's actually fine to include. It shows breadth for an intern, which they sometimes like. But remember, we need to have this here, here, and then this should say education. Then we go down to the projects, and the problem is this is entirely hot dogs, right? Hot dog, 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 hot dog. And you may be saying to me, Lee, they had some of the stuff. No, this is not understandable to a layman. Like, none of that was understandable to a layman. Like, built a Python pipeline to extract longitudinal river profiles and compute slope and drainage area for Indus, oh boy, how do you pronounce that one? Sudalji and Rhine rivers. None of that is related. Like, I do understand that that's like spatial stuff, but even then it's too technical, because they're not asking for like longitudinal, they're asking for like spatial queries. You need to simplify it. Your audience will not know what this is potentially. And again, Python is not a requirement. You did in the requirements that you showed me, which was above, not a single one of those was Python. You know what I don't see? That you can use Microsoft Office. You know what I don't see? That you can troubleshoot technical issues. I can't see that you can do multiple tasks. I can't see that you work well together with others. I can't see that you take direction and criticism. This is the stuff I'm missing. And I did see GQIS, which is fine, but no one's going to go all the way down there for it. Like, look, you have to go all the way down to here. That's way too far. No one's going to go down there. You need to have your qualification shown in the first bullet point, and it should be this quick. Maybe you have another bullet point here or another bullet point here maximum, but you need to show it this quickly. If you do not show it this quickly, you are in for a bad time. So, not only do you not show it until then, you also don't show anything else besides QGIS. I don't see a single thing besides QGIS. And you sent me these keywords. You sent me these. I don't see any of them. Where's Word? Where's topology, spatial queries? Where's geospatial? Where's the word GIS? Where is multiple tasks and deadlines? I don't know. You didn't tell me. So that is the problem with this resume. And even though my advice may not translate one-to-one to German, I still believe this is the way to do it, and you're going to get it. You need to make it basic and simple. Next resume. This is a resume of a full-stack software engineer. What we're looking for in a full stack software engineer is degree, TypeScript, JavaScript, CSS, HTML, TypeScript, JavaScript, CSS, HTML, TypeScript, JavaScript, CSS, HTML. If you do not have TypeScript, JavaScript, CSS, HTML in the first line of your first bullet point, you are probably going to be rejected. It is that critical. You could get away with having a backend language instead of TypeScript, but if you do not have JavaScript, CSS, HTML, it is a no. 9 times out of 10. React or React.js, Node.js, Angular, Next.js, SQL or NoSQL, MongoDB, RESTful APIs or REST API, Cloud, CI/CD, Git, .NET or Python or Java, and bonus points for AI, agentic, ML, and all its other tools and all that good stuff. This person stated they have a 1 in 50, but they do have a job gap of 2 years. The first position on their resume is actually a project, but following the advice of another channel, I was told to frame it as self-employed. Should I do this or put it in the project section? So, the problem with this, the biggest problem is, if you've been unemployed for 2 years, that is a problem. You do want to show projects that you're working on. The issue is, you're going to fail a background check. Most companies, not all, but most, before they hire you, require you to do a background check. And if they see that this is a project, they're probably going to reject you. And they're going to blacklist you from the company. Now, if you made money from this, that's a little bit different. But I know it's going to be a problem here, but like, showing this up like this is going to be bad, because you might actually find a company that doesn't care about the gap, because any gap under 2 years is not a problem, but 2 years plus is a problem. And I'm not worried about you getting interviews. I'm worried about you getting rejected at the end of it and then blacklisted from those companies, because it can happen. And yeah, some companies don't check, but most of them do. Dates of employment is a very, very common background check. And that is you're gonna get hit with that on this one. So I would really recommend not putting this here, which really sucks because you wrote it correctly. Developed a collaborative project management using HTML to track combat through agile sprints, integrated a little bit AI. Like, you wrote these correctly. It's just that you misinterpreting this as a role is probably going to lead to the fact is you're going to get excited for a job, and then they're going to do a background check, and you're going to get rejected, and rightfully so, because this is not work experience. This is a project. If it was freelance, that's a little bit different. So yeah, I would recommend putting this under the projects. Yeah, I really hate saying it. I think you may just have to let the gap ride. Your ratio may be a little bit worse, but you're saving yourself because most companies check this. Again, maybe you could slip in under a random one, but I think your odds are better of just leaving the gap in, taking the hit to your ratio, and then getting the job and not getting blacklisted from that company. So, whatever other channel told you that is bad, because background checks are common. So, you did write it right. It's just this is a project, unfortunately. And then I don't really care about this. I'd rather see it in your resume. I don't think I've seen this ever be used. So then we go to here, which is performed a full stack web and development for construction timekeeping using React within a Docker. Again, I want to know why you did it. And what do you mean performed? Just say built. Built a full stack and mobile development, a mobile website using React, React Native, TypeScript, Again, I want you to write it like this. This is, gosh, I really hate this. This is really well written. It's because it's a project, it's not going to matter as much. So this is how I want you to write it. This is perfection. I want you to write this like it, because right now this doesn't read like that. And I want JavaScript, HTML, and CSS. Served as a squad lead for 2 development cycles by collaborating with the product design team, Figma. That's a hot dog. I don't really think that's needed. Yeah, I don't think that's needed. Developed a new daily timekeeping system using TypeScript. No, remember, used TypeScript, React, JavaScript, whatever, to do whatever this. So again, this one tells me the reason result. I want you to put your tech in the first half. Stop putting in the back half. This doesn't matter. This is good. This is your AWS. Yeah, you don't need this up here. That's there. Okay, so This is a tough one. But what I would recommend you to do is write, like you wrote this, write this, and then add AWS to it. AWS should be in the first line. They love to see AWS up here. So have AWS up there. Then have another 2 bullet points that are different from what else you did. And then we can down to here, and mostly it's okay. But, like, I'm still missing SQL in this one. Like, remember, I need 75% of it. I'm missing SQL. I'm missing JavaScript. I'm missing HTML. I'm missing CSS. I'm missing Node. I'm missing a backend language. No, I have a backend language. I'm missing RESTful APIs. So I want you to write this job like you wrote this. And I understand this may affect your interview ratio, since doing this is giving you a 1 in 50. But those interviews are like empty calories, because like the manager is going to be like, oh, so you've actually been unemployed and you're lying to us. They're going to blacklist you. So if you're comfortable taking that risk, I guess leave it in, but I wouldn't be. Because you wrote these right. Like, I really like how you wrote these. Just do that for this. And yeah, you'll struggle a little bit, but you should still be able to get a role. Because I've gotten people jobs with gaps like this before. Like, it does suck, but it's not insurmountable. And the only gap that matters is over 2 years. So if you don't have a 2-year gap, no one else needs to worry about this. But I would just put this way. Like, do it like this. Next, resume. This is a resume of a business analyst. Now, if you're looking at this, you're going to be like, wow, Lee, they messed up the formatting, except they didn't. There is a separate formatting I have for people that are job hoppers. And this person has a bit of job hoppy, well, just job hoppy in general. So this is close to the format that I want them to use. There's a little bit of things that I think they need to change. But this is actually what I want them to write it like. So is they have, so if you are job hoppy, there is a separate format. But for everybody else, it's this one. So what we need for a business analyst is SQL, Tableau, Power BI, Industry, Microsoft Office, PowerPoint, Outlook, Excel, Advanced Word, Jira, SAP, requirements gathering and documentation, influence stakeholders from cross-functional to managers, proactively solve business problems, explaining complex topics to non-technical people, meet multiple deadlines concurrently, and Agile, Scrum, and Waterfall. So that is what I'm looking for. And I only have 20 seconds to find it. We don't know their new ratio because this is new. But also, if you want to know what else to do, is down... Oh, man, I don't know if I can actually show it. Can I show it down here? So if you go... yeah, I can't show it. But if you want to know the things in the comments, I can show it on my Discord, what you have to do for this type of job hopper. So, although I will say these should be numbers. They should not be letters. These should actually be numbers. So, can I find that in 20 seconds? Let's find out. 20 seconds is on the clock. And go. Okay, business, admin, good. Okay, years of experience. Crime and technical specifications, quantify business value, agile waterfall. Okay. Okay. Deployed ERP, sort of EP management, functional agile team, core, Microsoft on. Okay, simplified the new product. Okay, so this doesn't work. Partly because you did this in like the reverse order. And I don't think you chose the right ones for this. So this is why this is a very difficult format to follow, and I try not to teach it too much, as it's really a nightmare to teach, is I would, instead of business intelligence, put business analyst, right? And then have the stuff for the business analyst, because I need this stuff still. You got most of the format right. Again, you don't want this little line here, but other than that, and you do want... You want your little dots here, all right? You want your dots here. And I think your font is correct. But, yeah, so that one's okay. But we need to change a little bit of what this is. For a business analyst, I would probably just put one that says business analyst. And then I'd have another that is stakeholder management. So this will be like the data, right? I cannot spell this on this. This will be the data... This will be stakeholders. So like this is stakeholder management, influencing teams, and then this will be the specific technical things of like ERP systems, which I want. So you don't want 4 of these. You need to wrap this up into this one. So the first one should be the data stuff, because I think that's actually more important for this, and that's going to have your Word, Outlook, Excel, Tableau, Power BI. This one, the stakeholders, is going to have influencing cross-functional people. It's going to get requirements gathering, explaining complex topics, and then you want to have the third one, which is the ERP, which is, I need a little bit more about the specifics of the ERP. Like, what types of ERP? I don't care that you reduce data entry time by 13%. What's the business reason? Reclaimed 100 million in revenues. What's the purpose of that? I don't know. Like, why you need to show me the business reason. So remember, we're going to go like business analyst. Sorry, this is a B. Business analyst, the beta. And then this is going to be stakeholder, and then this is going to be niche skills that you have. And then you're going to have to wrap up Agile, Scrum, Waterfall, and multiple deadlines into any of these. And then I want you to write your bullet points a little bit better. Remember, it starts with the keyword, then it's how you use the keyword, and then it's the business results that are not a number. The business results cannot be a number. And then this is not 3 spelled out, it's the number 3. But you're at least closing in, and I know it can't be shown, but you did do the formatting below correctly. So that's all I can do for this one. Let's go to the next resume. This is a resume of a full-stack software engineer. So what we need for a full-stack software engineer is already done on this. So we already know TypeScript, JavaScript, CSS, HTML, and all this other stuff. So can I find this in 20 seconds? The answer is I don't know. They did not tell me their ratio because they've only sent 20 applications, and you really don't know your ratio until you've sent about 200. Like, if you send 20 applications and you get no hits, the next 5 could all get hits, and that would change it. So, excuse me, you really, really, really want to make sure that your ratio is about 200 before we know, send about 200 apps before we know how good your ratio is. So, 20 seconds on the clock. Is this Elon Musk's resume? Someone in chat made that joke and I'm stealing it. Let's find out. And go. Okay, formatting is awful. This doesn't matter. Okay, sole engineer owning the e-commerce licensing platform. Using what? Designed and delivered multi-step checkout flow using... Okay, that's actually some of the stuff I want. Implemented Stripe, PayPal, and Braintree. Lenovo's front trials and invoice generation. Built Redis and discounts and... Okay. Oh, gosh. Yeah, this is a bad resume. You know, I actually... They were on stream, and I looked at this. I cheated a little bit and looked at it early. I am recruiting for roles like this, and I actually messaged them to message me, but this would not pass almost any other recruiter. But I do read past resumes. But yeah, this doesn't work. So here's what we want to do. I want you to take this resume, all right? And I want you to delete it, and I want you to start again. And I want you to make it look like this. I want you to make it boring and basic. I want you to make it look like this. This is how you do it. So... Nothing in your summary is relevant. Nothing in the summary is relevant. Your bullet points, you need to also make 2 of these resumes. One is going to be specifically for startups. One is going to be for non-startup companies. And then for the non-startup companies, you're going to want to do this stuff. So the sole engineer of this, the multi-check flow, whatever. That's not going to work, right? Like this doesn't work. This doesn't work. This doesn't work except for RESTful APIs. This doesn't work. These are all hot dogs except for like 1 or 2. So you're going to need entirely new bullet points. Now for startups, what you want to do is still this, but I would keep not the work directly with the CTO, but keep the architecture, system design, and road mapping. Keep the... Where did it go? This... Actually, no, yeah, you need to delete all of this. Okay, so my problem with this, and this is really hard to judge, is like you have 2 different bullet points here. One tells me the reason and result you did it very well. The other... And it tells me how you did it, but it doesn't tell me what you did. The other tells me what you did and how you did it. No, it doesn't. It just tells me what you did. You kind of made every single bullet point either what you did or how you did it in the reason result. Which is the problem, because you need bullet points that have all of that. And that's why this resume doesn't work, is this is a reason and result. This is not the how, nor the what. This is the how, and the what, although again, the what should be in the first half of the sentence, but not the reason or result. This, reason and result, not how or what. Actually, no, it doesn't tell me the what. So this is my problem, is I'm going to need you to delete, like, most of this, and I'm going to need you to combine some of these bullet points, because, like, you're so close. Like, I'm actually upset because you were so close, and it clearly shows that you know how to write what, you know how to write the how, and you know how to write the reason and result, but you did not write any of them together in the same sentence, which is why this doesn't work. So I want you to just combine these, and again, I do need TypeScript, JavaScript, CSS, HTML, TypeScript, JavaScript, CSS, HTML. That should be in the first sentence, and that needs to be in the first half, not the second half. So once you do that, you should have like a really, really solid chance, especially for startups. They would love you. Like I said, I'm talking with this person. Doesn't mean it's a guarantee role, but like I have roles on my Discord. So yeah, this is 4 bullet points spread out over 12. But yeah, that's all I can do for this resume. You really need to fix the bullet points and the formatting. And remember, if it's not this, it's not relevant, with the exception of scale for startups and architecture design. But architecture is there. So just the how, the what, the reason, the what you did, the how you did it, the reason and result, put them all together. Just put them all together. Please put them all together, because these are almost good sentences. So that's all I can do for this resume. Thank you very much for watching, liking, commenting, subscribing. Thank you to my members who get access to videos a little bit early. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. If anybody wants to join and be a member, they can join in the link below. And if you ever need more help, you can join my live stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 11 a.m. PST at twitch.tv/headlessheadhunter and right here on YouTube. But that is it for me, and I will see you all in the next video to help you get ahead of your job search. Later, y'all.